said yesterday, there's been a lot of comings and goings with free agency. Quarterbacks have relocated to different spots around the league, and we will evaluate and project how they are slated to do in the 2023 upcoming season. What's up? It's your boy Cintron. Come back at you another reaction/analysis video, and I kid you not, that's my real name. I meant to say news, but anyways, I had too good of an intro. I can't take that shit back down. Anyways, you see on the screen what I'm looking at. 2023 NFL offseason projecting performances of quarterbacks who change teams, and this one is a little bit easier to project than yesterday's video. The wide receivers who are codependent on the quarterbacks getting the ball, and yes, quarterbacks are dependent on their cast as well as their offensive line, but for the most part, they can also make an offensive line look good by getting rid of the ball quickly, being able to read the defense very well, and just quick decision making, and processing the information correctly, reading those keys and stuff like that. So we'll see how things are slated to go. So first here, clear-cut starters. Derek Carr, $37.5 million. Man, with the Raiders, he had 15 games, 60.8% percentage completions, and 3,522 yards, 24 TDs, and 14 interceptions. He obviously has a better cast there in New Orleans than he had with the Raiders. I think a better O-line, better weapons, especially if Michael Thomas gets back on track. Chris Olave is nice. I mean, yeah, they have their Devontae Adams. He had him last year, but when that's the only thing you have, that defenses are able to lock in on him, and they might add some more firepower in the draft. And Kamara is a nice back. He's a more versatile weapon than Josh Jacobs. He's gonna give you 4 yards in a cloud of dust, but he's a battering ram. He had some explosive plays, but those are outliers. He finally put it together. He had solid seasons before, but nothing like this spectacular season that we had seen from him. But he's slowly grinding himself. He's going to be non-serviceable in the upcoming future and foreseeable future. He's stoutly built back or whatever, but he doesn't have like strong measurables, or explosive measurables. So he's gonna run into the wall sooner than later. But the numbers will be better. Let's just say he easily goes over 4,000 yards, gets closer to 30 TDs, brings those interceptions down a little bit. But Derek Carr is still a pretty good quarterback, and he's moving to the weaker NFC, and that works in his favor. And the division that was the worst last year in the NFC South, and they've got to be the running favorite to win that division. So a lot going in his favor. Maybe 6 games on the slated schedule that he can count in the docket. Sure, you can't say that because they're division opponents, but he gives them a great fighting chance in the NFC South there. All right, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's gonna be better because he had 2,400 yards, 16 TDs, 4 interceptions, great ratio. But he's more like Mr. Dink and Dunk. Play it safe, I would say. 67% completion rate, great. Only 11 games. He got hurt himself after, Trey Lance, the starter, got hurt. So he's in year 10 as well, 31 years old. But, he brings some talent there. And he's going to have some like a nice selection of weapons to work with. Hunter Renfrow, Jacoby Myers, and coming over from the Patriots, and Devontae Adams came over from the Packers last year. And he's going to do better than, he did last year. This is easy. Projection. How much better? Playoff pushing good enough? I don't think so. But, he gives them a serviceable quarterback. Maybe they draft, Richardson and or Will Levis to ensure the future is happening and getting trained up. All right, Jacoby Brissette, year 8, 30 years old, going to the Washington Commanders. Brought in to compete with the young signal caller, but why would you bring in this guy? He's a take your, steal your girl, steal your, starting position type dude. Last year, 16 games, 2,608 yards, 12 TDs, 6 interceptions, so 2-to-1 ratio. I mean, that being said, if he's not slated to start, then the numbers are going to be worse, of course. But if he does, if they gave him a fair shake, I would say 3,600 yards. What do you call it? 20-something range in touchdowns, and then maybe double digits in interceptions. But he still gives you a solid quarterback, and he's making only $8 million. That's a steal, a bargain. So we'll see if Sam Howell falters. They have a very serviceable quarterback here with a great experience, and Jacoby Brissette starting experience as well. So I don't know what Washington is cooking up there, but hey, I will take it any day of the fucking week, man. Baker Mayfield, a big wild card here, but played in 14 games, 3,010 yards, 17 touchdowns with 13 interceptions, $4 million average salary. Golly, I mean that's a steal. But I think he could do better with those numbers. Along the lines of 3,500 yards, closer to 4,000. I would say 3,800 being tops. And he has some weapons. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They'll see they plug in there at running back. But that being said, he is what he is at this point. I don't think he's going to give you much out there. Yes, I think he throws less interceptions. Has a better ratio, but he's in the ballpark of I would say give him about 4,000 yards, 25 or so touchdowns, and still double-digit interceptions. He'll play better, but I really don't see him taking a team anywhere. I mean, they're like I said in the NFC South, and one of those teams fighting for in a terrible division that can be won by anybody. But the Panthers, they're gonna have something to say. We know what their rookie quarterback, but they have a lot of weapons around him. The Saints gonna be stiff competition. It's gonna be tough to beat them. I just don't. They're gonna be battling for last or second or the very best second place in this division. So he's not the answer, and he's shown that. Unfortunately, placeholder, sure. Okay, we get the placeholders. Andy Dalton, $5 million. $5 million. Yeah, $5 million. I'm out of it, man. All right, 2,800 yards, 18 TDs, 9 interceptions. Not bad, but he's not gonna start. He's gonna, if he does start the year, he's not gonna be long for that role. But I don't even think he gets that. I think they just hit the ground running. We're far removed from the days of the league where you used to sit a quarterback for 2, maybe 3 seasons and let him sit and learn behind a veteran quarterback, and not to go out there and experience his lumps real time. Just get those mental reps in and slowly acclimate to the system and not be ready to crash and burn. And because those guys that go in and they get destroyed, their confidence is destroyed. They never recover a semblance of their the swag they had, and just can't do it. But yeah, I mean, he's just gonna be a placeholder here, man. I mean, like it says, Stroud or Bryce Young. Gardner Minshew, another guy that's a placeholder. His numbers will be better, 600. And I think, they might look to have him start out, but he has 3,000 yards or so, and then the interception touchdown ratio is very close, maybe 20. I would say 15 to 20 something, touchdowns, and the interceptions are. I don't think they're gonna be high, but he has some weapons to work with there. Pittman and Paris Campbell left, but Jonathan Stewart, Jonathan Taylor there. If they lean on him, yeah, he's definitely a serviceable quarterback with good experience, starting experience in the league via the Jacksonville Jaguars, but he is what he is at this point, and he's a very solid backup, even though he didn't show that in Philly because we didn't put him in the right system, idiots. But no longer a starter, or his ceiling has been seen, so he's reached that, and he's come back down. All right, backups in potentially key roles. Taylor Heinecke, yeah, it was a good deal for them. $7 million, 1,800 yards. Make worse because he's not going to be, a starter behind Desmond Riddler, and a great, great signing for them. But if he's playing, then then things ain't go according to plan. So he's just there in case Riddler falters, and he's a third round pick. I mean, he has some talent, but obviously not enough to get drafted in the first, or like as a priority, first or second. So I don't think he's gonna be. Taylor's gonna be pushing much. I mean, it might end up being just a back and forth thing, which is terrible for Ritter, but we'll see. All right, Jarrett Stidham, $5 million. Denver Broncos. Numbers will be better. I don't know. I don't know if he's. Better than 600 yards. I don't know. It's been depending on how Russ cooks. Because last year he burnt in the kitchen, man. So I don't know, man. Jarrett Stidham, just doesn't spark a lot of confidence, man. So I mean, he's negligible. Doesn't even matter until Russ shows that he's really stepped off the face of the earth and fell off. Truly, we're not worried about this guy. Mike White, a solid signing for the Miami Dolphins, bring a good amount of experience and talent. Had some spot starts last year, and he exploded 400, 300-yard games. Looked better than Zach Wilson, the first round pick. So $4 million average on the salary, great. Numbers better. I don't know. It depends on if Tua starts or not. So that's a big if. But I'd say not. His numbers are not going to be better. But knowing Tua from last year, if he takes those hits to the head, he very well could be getting some valuable playing experience. But Mike White, he's a talented guy, man. But I still think he's just a backup. But he doesn't invest a lot for him to be a starter. And then I think he'd peak out at above average. And that's it. Okay. Biggest QB domino, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, $50 million salary. Golly. Numbers 3,600 yards, 26 TDs, 12 interceptions. With that sword and cast around him, if he's able to get up to speed there, I mean, he's a veteran. Year 19. 4,000 easy. 30 plus TDs easy. Brings those interceptions down to single digits back to, the premium mint A-Rod that we know. He has Garrett Wilson there, and then I forget the other receiver's name, but they have some talent there on offense and running backs as well. Take pressure off of Rodgers. And, he's a talented quarterback. Even still in year 19, able to spin it, diagnose defenses, and, throw it with the best of them around the yard. And Marcus Mariota didn't put him on here, but I think he's a good deal. But the caveat with him is that we need to develop him into a better deep ball passer and a more accurate passer. And I think they have the tools to do it. They did it with Jalen, even though it was over the course. It was over the course of 2+ seasons with him as a starter. But man, it can be done. So let's look at some things around the league here. Darius Slay, he said he was almost a Raven before the Eagles came and restructured with him. He said he was almost a different type of bird. Yeah, I mean, like, he would have been docking forevermore. I mean, they didn't want him. He would have given them a solid, cornerback duo. But thankfully, we kept him here. And now C.J. Gardner-Johnson gave us a piece, deuces, and he didn't want to play ball, so we just got Darius back. But that was a big win for us in the offseason, man. Jim Kelly, keeps on about, the Bills and helping Josh out. You can't expect Josh Allen to do it all. Giving him a stud at running back would be just be, easy money. why they haven't done it up until now. It's been a mystery, but we know that. Yeah, I mean, like we've seen that the impact, even though the position has fallen on hard times because nobody truly values a running back like that anymore. I mean, there's a couple guys that warrant, putting a premium back on acquiring them. I don't say what that is, whether that be a first, second, or third, but yeah, you put them in the right place, they're going to ball out and really try and disprove to the league that they're not worth it. Let's see. Anything else going on here? I'm forgetting. There's something about the Eagles. Give me a second. Well, there was a mock draft that is making waves that saying that we would trade the 10th overall pick and the 30th overall pick to move up to draft Will Anderson. That's a big bust for me. I shouted out your boy Philly 500. He went on about it, and as well as Joey Shakes, he did as well. I didn't comment on his video, didn't watch it yet, but somewhere along the same lines, like, oh man, if you have a chance, like, no, it's a gamble. Like, I get Julio Jones, like that, you move heaven and earth to get him, and he was a transcendent player. But that being said, I mean, it's one guy, and he's a pass rusher, and we already have a dominant pass rusher. We're not in dire need of a home run hit there. I don't care if the guy goes on to be generational. Sacrificing another borderline starter at 10, you got to get a starter. If he's not a starter this year, it's a future starter. At 30, a guy that can step into that role in a couple years time. So first round picks are nothing to throw away, to waste. So to package one to go and get one player. So getting two solid players, potentially a great one and a good one, or a mix of both, could be two great ones for one potentially great guy that you don't know is going to work out. And he doesn't even have explosive measurables, to back up the tape. And he's solid, but he isn't special to me. So I'm like, nah, it's not worth the risk there. So that's my take on it. I'm holding fast to that. I just really think that she try to trade back with one or both of our first round picks, pick up Bijan, transform that offense, and then if we could get a backup tight end that's a full player. He can block and he can pass. No, my mind is gone right now. I just can't do this. Damn. He can block and he can receive, and as well as a running back that can move the pile, but also has explosiveness and mobile of a Bijan or something like that. I'm just saying, like, that would be perfect. So we'll see what the Eagles do. Don't know, but man, just don't do what they're suggesting. Anyways, it's all good because you're not even watching them. But as always, it's fly, Eagles, fly, and let's mother go. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.